For myself, if I were to answer this question myself, it is about happiness. Why do I want to have a meaningful life? Because it's something that makes me happy. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Gabe with Woven Wings again, and I'm excited to be making you a video today about the meaning of happiness and how it relates with our journey in spiritual development and spiritual awakening. What is happiness? Does it even matter? I just taught a class up at Aloha House with some great folks that I get to teach on a weekly basis here on Maui. And that was one of the big questions that came up, like, should we even be looking for happiness? Or is life really about meaning and purpose or something deeper? And I think that's the first thing that we have to look at, if we're talking about happiness, is what kind of happiness exactly are we talking about here, right? Are we talking about that passing happiness that comes from, material pleasures or being fulfilled with a moment of kind of getting what you want, eating some ice cream, right? That kind of happiness. Or is real happiness something deeper, something that moves us in our soul, that makes us feel inspired and like we did something worthwhile? A kind of happiness that takes effort, that takes work, that relates to responsibility, what we call kuleana here in Hawaii. We got to think about all those things. For myself, if I were to answer this question myself, it is about happiness. Why do I want to have a meaningful life? Because it's something that makes me happy. It's something that moves me deeply in my soul. And that movement, which is, again, not to be confused with a more superficial satisfaction or superficial happiness, it feels dang good, right? It feels good to be happy and to feel that connection with something bigger than myself, to God, to nature, to the Tao, to my energy, to my chi. So all of that is coming when we are looking for happiness. But of course, when we talk about spiritual development, spiritual realization, most of us are spending time looking for happiness in the wrong places. At Aloha House, where I teach, a lot of us are looking for happiness inside drugs and alcohol. A lot of us are looking for happiness or think that happiness will come through fulfilling a certain role in life, hitting certain benchmarks, right, with our life. We want to experience a feeling that we succeeded, right? We got the white picket fence and the car, we have the 2 kids, we have a certain job, right? None of that might satisfy us on a certain level, but I think we all have to ask ourselves if that is really what makes us happy. Does that provide true, lasting happiness, or what a brother in the class today called eternal happiness? And I'm not sure that it really does. And so when we ask this question, we really have to think about, what does that mean for us to genuinely be happy? My Qigong teacher, Yuansa, who's an incredibly wise man, he defines it as like the treasures in life. And he says, we need health, we need happiness, we need well-being, which is almost like a deeper quality of happiness. And then we need growth, the ongoing process of growing, of learning. You look in nature, you see nature is always evolving and changing. And so we need that. And then lastly, we need a sense of contribution, right? We want to make a difference, not just in our own life, but in the life of those around us. He calls those the 5 treasures of Ren Shui. And it's nice because you can put them on your hand, right? Health, happiness, well-being, growth, and contribution, right? To me, those are different aspects or levels to breaking down this sense of whatever word you want to substitute in there: happiness, fulfillment, a sense of accomplishment, serenity, peace. All of that, is what we're looking for. And someone in class, I think, said it very, very well. He said, you can use whatever word you want, but you can't really, truly put it into words. You can't describe what that feeling is when it blossoms in your heart. And I'm sure that some of you watching this video have touched that or know very well what that means. And for a lot of you, maybe you also don't know exactly what that means. You know that you want that, or you remember a long time ago feeling that way in some way, but it's not there on a day-to-day basis. How do we get there, right? How do we touch into that feeling that inspires us? And again, this video, to use the kind of Zen saying, everything that I put out here for y'all, it's the finger pointing at the moon. This video is not going to give you happiness. But if you take this video and you go and you connect with spirit, connect with creator, connect with nature, yourself, as a result of just getting this little moment of inspiration, then you could experience happiness, that feeling of connection inside yourself. And that's really what matters, ultimately. We can try to put it into words, we can articulate it, we can have great debates about what it all means, but ultimately it's something that each of us individually has to feel. I'm wishing that to you all. I'm wishing you a sense of happiness and fulfillment in your life. And the question I would put out to you too, along with that, as you contemplate what is happiness for you, is how do you get there? How do you know that when you're doing something that it's on the path of your happiness, your contentment, your sense of contribution, those treasures that live inside the heart? And how do you know that, it's not, something is not a fit for that? And I'll leave that to you to meditate on and reflect on. I will personally share that I think it's something that you feel. A lot of the time we spend really analyzing life in these beautiful big brains that nature gave us and that we evolved, right? And those brains are good for a lot of stuff. They can analyze things, they can be very good at logic and perception and, pros and cons lists, cost-benefit analysis, all of that. But the kind of happiness that I'm talking about here and that I think you know about, it doesn't exactly come from here. It's not that it's not from here at all, but this right here, just our heads, it's not going to figure it out. Happiness is something that you know intuitively. It's something that you feel. It's something that comes from here, right? It's something that starts to emerge, not just from the physical heart, or really from the physical heart at all, but it's from this spiritual heart that we have that's also within nature, that for folks who have touched into that, when you find it, you find that serenity. You look up into the trees and you see, wow, it is so beautiful. There is nothing more needed than this wind blowing through the leaves, these branches that are reaching for the sun, and the blue sky, a vast, infinite space all around us. Do I need $1 million? Do I need a hot partner? Do I need a great job? Do I need some status? What exactly do I need really to be actually happy? So I give that to you to reflect on. If you have any thoughts on it, please share it in the comments. It's so nice. That's one of the things that came out of our conversation today at Aloha House. Happiness is shared, right? Happiness only real when shared. I think that was in Into the Wild, right? That's the last words of someone who died alone. So let us know. Let me know what you're thinking. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to dialogue with you and talk to you. Space does not have to be the barrier for us connecting in these beautiful technologies and ways that we have. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to make you guys this video. I'm really grateful for you taking the time to listen and engage. And I'm grateful for your response. Let's get a conversation going and see where that takes us. I wish you the best in your own process of spiritual awakening, your spiritual development. That is the source of true happiness, and I wish you the best in finding that. Reach out, let's connect, and let's journey on that together. All right, take care. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.